So welcome back to another video on the channel. You can see very much more of a laid back video today. And I really just wanted to shoot this quick video because in the last 4 weeks, we have pulled in as a company just over 120,000. So it's been like 125,000. I'll put a screenshot up on the screen just so you can see it. We've had a couple consecutive, well, yesterday was 10.5K. The day before that was like a 21K day, I believe. So yeah, pulled in 125,000 over the last 4 weeks, and I kind of wanted to just walk through some ideas that we've been implementing that's really helped us scale from 70, 80,000 a month to 100,000 plus a month. And this month in June, I mean, already this month in June, we are month to date, 57.2K, and we're 5 days in so far. So yeah, just wanted to, I think June's gonna be like 150-ish. So yeah, in this video, I really just wanted to go through a couple ideas that we've been implementing that's enabled us to scale past 100,000 a month. I think it's gonna be very useful for those of you who are looking to scale. And I hope for those who are more just starting out, it might not be as much of an applicable video for you guys, but I think it could still at least be inspiring and motivating. So yeah, with that being said, as always, if you find value in these types of videos, let me know down below in the comment section, and also smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. With that being said, let's jump into it. So the first point that I really want to hit on, I think without this, nothing else, first of all, nothing else matters if you don't have this initial point in place. And also without this, you will never, ever be able to scale past like 20,000 a month. And that is that you have to focus on your customer or your client, right? I know that this is something that's oftentimes, it's like put the customer first and this and that, but it's so important that you have, whether you're in the consulting or the coaching space and you sell, info products, or you have a coaching, maybe like a 4 or 5 week program, or 4 8 week program, or a 4 month program, or whether you're an agency owner and you have clients, you have to make sure that your product or your service outperforms every single other person in your space. Like for example, myself, I'm in the SMMA space and also the agency space, right? Both of those niches right now, both of those industries are ridiculously saturated. They're crazily saturated. Yet, and the other thing as well, I'm not a first mover in any of these two industries, in the agency space nor the consulting space in the agency space, right? I'm not a first mover. I wasn't one of the first people to discover it. I wasn't like the Ty Lopez, right, who like basically created SMMA. If he's gonna create SMMA and it hits in the market, of course he's gonna make a bunch of money, right? I joined extremely late into the consulting space on the agency side, as well as running my own agency in the agency space. I joined both of them extremely late, right? Yet I've still been able to, as I say, 130,000, 125, 130,000 a month right now. As I say, I think June's gonna be 150 plus. I've still been able to crush it in those two spaces. Why is that? Well, it's because I put my customers on the education side, my clients, and my agency clients, I put them first. I make sure the one thing that I focus on is client results and customer results. That's why the Quantum Leap Equal Agency program, for the size that we're at, right? I think we're around 600 members inside the Quantum Leap program right now. For the size that we're at, the results are probably second to none, right, for the size that we're at. And obviously then Centorian is just a whole different level. Every single person, and I can say this hand on heart, every single person who's joined Centorian has literally told me how insane the program is and how there is literally nothing like it on the market. There's nothing else on the market that comes close to the Centorian agency program. That's not me saying that, that's people who are paid high multiple 4 figures to join the program. They're telling me like, this is exactly what I've been looking for forever. This is it. And also obviously Centorian agency is all based around scaling your agency to 100,000 a month. That's what it's all based around. Now it's very easy for me to say, yeah, that's what Centorian does. It scales you to 100,000 a month. It's easy for me to say that. It's hard to actually enable you to scale to 100,000 a month by virtue of Centorian. That's the hard thing, actually getting the results. But the other thing is as well, first of all, we do that. But the second thing is that everybody who joins, they literally tell me, Kai, I can see it. I can clearly see the roadmap that I need to take. I can clearly see how I can get to 100,000 a month with my agency. you know? So they buy something, and this is what I'm really trying to get at. They buy something, it's not cheap, by the way, and also actually on the price of Centorian, June 14th, okay, I'm increasing the price by $3,000 on the Centorian agency program. It's increasing to $3,000, and it's never gonna dip below that increased price. Right now, at the point of you watching this, if you watch this when I actually publish it, right now is the cheapest you'll ever be able to enroll into the Centorian agency program for. Cheapest it will ever be. So if you're interested in joining, click the first link in the description. You'll be able to book in a call with myself personally, where I'll walk you through exactly how you can scale your agency to 100,000 a month. Now, with that being said, bit of a sly pitch there, right? I apologize for that. That's not the point of the video. What I'm trying to say is people buy Centorian off the back of wanting to scale their agency to 100,000 a month, because that's what I sell it as, because that's what it does. Now, people buy it and then they join the program. They start to go through the first few weeks of the program, and it reinforces that idea. I show them step by step exactly how you can scale to 100,000 a month, exactly how I've done it. I'm doing it right now, right? 125,000 in the last 30 days. I say June's gonna be around 150. I'm doing it, so I know what to do. I know the roadmap. I just give you what I'm doing in my agency, right? My plug and play. What I'm doing that's generating me the results that we're getting right now, I just give you to use, and you get the same results, right? It's as simple as that. But my point is that a lot of the time, especially in the info product space, it's so saturated with bad people inside that don't deliver on what they say. You know, you buy a program, they hype it up to be this big thing, and next minute you're inside, you're like, what is this? Right? I know I've done that. I paid 10K, 15K, 20K plus for certain programs, and I'm like, what is this? This does nothing that it says on the tin, right? So that's my point. That's what I'm trying to get at. Put your customers first. Guys, I've been working on the Centorian agency program for like 8 months straight at this moment in time, and I'm coming to the tail end of completing it, which is why right now is the cheapest you can enroll into the program for, because it's not fully rolled out yet, right? So there's a discounted entry right now, but it's going full price June 14th. June 14th is going full price, right? So by that point, it will be pretty much fully done. But I've been working on the program for like 8 months. And that's because I know that the only way for me to make the program a success is if the people who enroll into the program are successful. That's it. If I can make each and every person who enrolls into the Centorian program successful, if I can help them scale their agency, heck, even if we're able to help each person scale to like 70,000 a month, that in and of itself is amazing results, right? But we don't. We look at 100,000. That's the benchmark, right? Inside of Centorian. And so, as I say, that's really my point. You need to focus on the customers. And for your agency, for example, with Bax Consulting, our main e-com agency, we guarantee results, because I don't want to be working with clients. My team doesn't want to be working with clients where we're not generating them results. So we just guarantee them results. And in most cases, if we don't generate results, then obviously we refund them. And as I say, in most cases, we'll actually pay them, right, for wasting their time. If that isn't putting your clients or customers first, I don't know what is. And when you do that, that enables you then to have a business model that you can scale. Because if your customers and clients can get results, first of all, that means you can charge a high price, right? For example, Centorian's not cheap. For the agency side to work with us, it's not cheap to work with us, but we get results. So we can charge that comfortably and confidently, because we know as soon as you pay us X amount, right? Usually it's high multiple 4 figures, and Centorian's gonna go to 5 figures here soon, right? But I can confidently charge it because I know we get results. And then your customers start to talk with other people who are not a part of your current customer base or client base. And then that's how you build that flywheel, because then you start to sign clients and customers completely free because of the referrals that come through. Now, if you didn't have customers who were getting results with your products, then first of all, obviously no referrals will come through. But the second thing is a bad word spreads much quicker than a good word. That's the next thing. A bad word spreads much quicker than a good word. And what I mean by that, it's probably not the best way to explain it, but what I mean by that is if you have a good program, people will talk. Right? If you have a good agency service, people will talk. But if you have a bad program or a bad service, people will shout. People will scream it from the rooftops. Never go to that person. They don't do what they say. They're a scam. They're this, they're that. They sell you on a pipe dream and they can't deliver, right? They'll shout it if it's bad. But if it's good, they'll tell people, yeah, it's pretty good over here, right? You should have a look. But they won't make a point of it, which is fine. It's not a big deal, but that's what I'm saying. If it's a bad product or a bad service and you're of a disservice to your customers or clients, it's game over. As I said before, you'll never be able to see past 10 to 20,000 a month, because you'll just be going through, you'll just be spinning your reels, right? You'll sign a client and you will lose a client. You'll sign a client, you'll lose a client. You'll never be able to stack clients on top of each other. Same with customers. You'll get 2 customers, 1 will ask for a refund. You'll get 3 customers, 2 will ask for a refund. So you'll just be spinning your wheels. You may hit 10,000 a month, but you'll be doing so much work to only hit 10,000 a month. You will never be able to push 100,000 a month plus, never. guaranteed, right? Now, moving on to the second extremely important concept idea that has enabled us to scale to, as I say, 120, 130,000 a month is and again, this is something else that's kind of been watered down a lot, right, in the industry, but that is to have a stacked calendar, okay? It is so important to have a stacked calendar. And what I mean by that is having your calendar filled with qualified booked calls. If they are filled with anything other than qualified booked calls, again, you're not gonna be able to scale past 10 to 20,000 a month. It's just not gonna happen. Right now for the agency, we're booking in around 120, 130, 140, 50, right? Anywhere from like 120 to 150 sales calls per month for the agency right now, right? 120 to 150 sales calls per month. Now that is primarily, well, it is 100% actually being pushed by paid ads. So now we've got paid ads locked in, right? And again, that's something that we go through in the Centorian agency program because it's vital to scaling to 100,000 a month. You have to have a filled calendar in order to scale to 100,000 a month. If not, again, as I say, you're not gonna get past 10 to 20,000 because you just don't have enough at-bats. If you have a high ticket program, right? You have a high ticket program, 10K, easy numbers, right? You're selling a program for 10K and you book in 20 calls in a month, right? So you're booking 20 calls a month. Let's say, for example, 5 of them don't show because you have no system in the back end to actually sell them on showing up to the call. You only focus on selling them on booking the call, but you forget to sell them on showing up to the call. So 5 of them don't show. Now you're left with 15. Now out of the 15 that do show up, 5 of them don't even have the money to invest. They don't have $10,000 to their name. Never mind to put that into a program, right? Okay, so now we're at 10. Now let's say, for example, 3 of them can't do it right now because of whatever reason, right? Whatever reason it is. They need to go and speak to their partner, need to do this, they need to do that. And then another 2 of them, for example, another 2 just don't see the value. Okay, so now we're left at 5 people who we have actually a chance of closing on a 10K offer, right? Okay, cool. 3 of them pay in full, $30,000. Amazing. 3 of them pay in full, $30,000. The remaining 2 do a split pay, right? Of $5,000 over 2 months, for example. Okay, cool. So now, if I've done my maths there correctly, we should be at a $40,000 cash collected month. That's amazing, but that's it, right? So you booked in 20 calls, but you only was able to collect $40,000 on a 10K offer. However, if you have a 10K offer, right? Well, now instead of bringing in 40,000, you would have brought in 200,000 just by booking in more calls, right? That's how important it truly is to scale. You know, if you're wanting to try and get to 10, 20,000 a month, don't worry too much about trying to fill your calendar with like 100 plus sales calls because you don't need it to get to what 10 to 20,000 a month, right? But if you want to get to 100, 150, $200,000 per month with your business, you have to have a full calendar, right? Otherwise, you just don't have enough at bats. And if you don't have enough at bats, well, it doesn't matter how big your ticket price is, it doesn't matter how good your product is, you just don't have the ability to sell it. And if you can't sell something, then you're not going to make any money, of course, right? And the same thing goes for the agency as well. Same thing applies to the agency. So as I say, right now for the agency, we're booking in 120, 150 calls a month because we have a system down packed. And that's, again, as I say, that's one of the systems that we go through inside of the Centorian program because you have to get a system down packed that can book in at minimum 50 calls a month, ideally, as I say, 100 plus calls a month because it's so important to scale. And then honestly, I would say the third and final thing that really ties everything together is having an irresistible offer because the offer is almost the thing that they see first, right? So people don't see the product or the service, right? That's over here. That's once they've jumped the wall and actually now they can see the product or the service. When I say they've jumped the wall, they've jumped over the first hurdle, that means that they're bought. But if that first hurdle or that wall is too tall for them to jump over, right? If the wall's too tall, right? And they're not gonna jump over it. But it doesn't matter how good your product or service actually is. If nobody's gonna jump over, if nobody's actually gonna get over the wall, then it doesn't matter how good the service is because nobody's gonna see it, nobody's gonna experience it. So you need to make sure that the offer on the front end is both irresistible and something that your ideal customer or client deeply desires because that's gonna get them over. Right? Now, one section of these 3 things that I've gone through there, a great product, a great service, put your customers or clients first, right? Filled calendar and an irresistible offer. If one of these things is out, it's gonna break everything. That's why it's so important to have all 3 in place. Right? Because if you've got an irresistible offer, well, first of all, that in and of itself is going to help you fill your calendar more because when it's irresistible, people are like, oh my God, I need this. right? And so that's gonna, as I say, help you fill your calendar. So there's the first 2 points. But it's no good having an irresistible offer and a filled calendar if you can't deliver on the irresistible offer. Because we could all make an irresistible offer right now. An irresistible offer would be pay me 10,000 and I will give you 100,000 back. That's an irresistible offer. But if you don't have a product or a service that can actually deliver the 100,000 back, right? Like Centorian does, for example, well, the irresistible offer, having a filled calendar is useless because they're gonna give you 10,000, amazing, you've made a lot of cash, but if you're not able to deliver, then you're gonna just obviously get a bunch of refunds. You're gonna get a bunch of, you're just gonna get a bunch of refunds and people are gonna start to shout from the rooftops that you can't do what you say that you can do. And that's gonna harm your business a lot. So they're the 3 things that I've really been focusing on pretty much the entirety of this year, 2021 so far. I mean, I've always been focusing on it, but I've really stripped everything else back this year and just tunnel vision on those 3 things, because those 3 things are the only things that you need to have in place in order to scale to 100,000 a month plus. And they're 3 of the main things that we look at inside of the Centorian Agency program, because the Centorian Agency program gets you to 100,000 per month plus. Right? So with that being said, I hope this was useful. I hope you found some value in it. As always, if you did, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Now, if you're interested again in joining the Centorian Agency program, seriously, I guarantee you guys right now, at the point of recording this, right now, up until June 14th, is literally the best time that you can ever enroll into the Centorian Agency program, because it's the cheapest that it's ever gonna be moving forward. It's the cheapest right now it's ever gonna be. It's never gonna be the price that it currently is at. June 14th, it's going to increase by $3,000. This is not a sales tactic. This is just me being extremely honest with you guys. It's increasing by 3K and it's never gonna dip below the increased price. That's it. So right now is the best time to join the Centorian Agency program. Now, if you're interested in joining, make sure you go ahead, click the first link in the description, booking a call with myself, where I'll walk you through the program and show you how it is just ridiculously easy to scale to 100,000 a month with your agency by using the philosophies and systems that I give you plug and play inside the program. As I say, scale your agency to 100,000 a month. So go ahead, book in a call below with myself personally, and I'm deeply excited to get you inside the Centorian Agency program. With that being said, I will see you inside the next video.